I am Executive Board Member Tamara Nghishakenwas, and I am fired up and so happy to be here with you all today. I pray that all of you know how beautiful you are and how powerful you are sitting in this room today. I have the distinct pleasure of standing here with our president to talk about the Omnibus resolution that gives life to our work for unions for all, democracy for all, and long-term care for all, as it creates our justice platform.
That's right, Tamara. As mentioned earlier, justice for all does not replace our justice agenda. It gives us a clearer, more focused path to achieve it. To solidify this work as a part of our union, we are proposing this resolution, which will do the following.
In order to win and advance our justice agenda, we're committed to breaking down the barriers for millions of long-term care workers to join a union, thereby strengthening and growing the call for justice for all. We will do that by expanding the right to organize. SEIU Local 2015 is committed to advancing for laws and policies that remove the barriers for long-term care workers to have a voice at work and organize. Building our movement. We are committed to building a movement of labor, faith, community, disability, and youth organizations that demand long-term care workers have the right to live with dignity and the ability to organize freely. Growing our organizing capacity, excuse me, y'all. SEIU Local 2015 will identify and develop the next generation of members, organizers, and equip its member leaders with the tools necessary to be effective organizers of non-union workers at work and in their communities.
That's right. Yeah. You like that, Hannah? SEIU Local 2015 members are committed to being full and active participants in our democracy, thereby unleashing the political power of long-term care workers in California. We will do that by electing champions. SEIU Local 2015 is committed to electing champions for long-term care, thereby ensuring that all long-term care workers in California are able to live with dignity and respect.
Yes.
We will equip our democracy captains and member leaders. Our commitment is to equip democracy captains and member leaders with the tools and knowledge necessary for us to be effective agents of political and community change. Advocating for full participation, we are committed to continuing to work to break down barriers and further support the full participation of women, people of color, and immigrants in this political process. It includes, but not limit us to, increasing voter education, voter registration, voter participation, and citizenship. Adriana, yeah! Identifying and recruiting candidates. Our commitment is to work toward identifying and training long-term care workers to run for office and be leaders in their communities.
SEIU Local 2015 supports long-term services and supports for all Californians. Our seniors and persons with disabilities deserve to age in their homes with dignity without them and their families going into bankruptcy or sustaining undue strain on their finances to adequately meet their long-term care needs.
SEIU Local 2015 agrees that in order to ensure all persons and seniors living with disabilities are receiving the long-term care they need in a setting of their choice, the Master Plan on Aging must implement policy solutions that address the looming demand for long-term care support and services, as well as the impending shortage of long-term care workers, and must include, but should not be limited to, the following principles: quality union jobs and centralized bargaining. We are committed to worker and economic justice and to growing access to good union jobs. By lifting working class families out of poverty and improving the long-term services and support system, we can ensure long-term care workers have access to a living wage, benefits and retirement, and have a centralized way to magnify their voice in California. Consumer choice. To live with dignity, seniors and people with disabilities must be able to receive care in the setting of their choice. Stable funding source. Maintaining long-term care services and support entitlement programs being fully funded is the most essential to the consumers, providers, and families these programs serve. We must establish a stable funding source for long-term care services and supports without placing more pressure on the state general fund.
Accountability and transparency. Employers that operate and profit from long-term services and support programs must ensure the greatest amount of public dollars are used, Public dollars are used to provide quality care and address the underlying issues with the workforce shortage in the long-term care industry. By holding employers and agencies accountable, we can protect our seniors and ensure that each Californian receives the best quality care. Multiple system integration. Our fragmented system of long-term care in California is a critical obstacle for consumers and providers alike. When consumers struggle to access quality care, we underserve the most vulnerable. By refining the system to create integration across the administration of these services, while still maintaining consumer choice, it will support consumer access, financial soundness, efficiency, and providers' ability to successfully navigate service provisions.
Ooh, I know this has been a lot of information, but it is important information. And it's exciting as we think about the future of our work, isn't it? I want to thank Tamara, thank you, for helping present the details of this resolution.
Thank you.